Rights of persons served. This course will educate participants about the responsibilities and rights of persons served. The course will conduct an exhaustive review of these rights, covering all facets of treatment from access to records to active participation in care planning and exploration of treatment options. The legal protection under the Americans with Disabilities Act will also be covered. After completing this training, you will be able to be familiar with the Americans with Disabilities Act, identify techniques for learning the cultures of ethnic minority client groups, describe clients' rights and grievance processes, and be familiar with basic knowledge about the communication of clients' rights. The ADA is a civil rights law that prohibits discrimination against individuals with disabilities in all areas of public life, including jobs, schools, transportation, and all public and private places that are open to the general public. People with disabilities are afforded the same rights as other citizens. Rights include basic protections and citizen guarantees as outlined in the U.S. Constitution, the U.S. Bill of Rights, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and local, state, and federal laws. Each client shall retain all rights, benefits, and privileges guaranteed by law except those lost through due process of law. Each client has the right to receive services in an environment which provides privacy, promotes personal dignity, and provides opportunity for the consumer to improve their functioning. Each client has full benefit of HIPAA and state privacy rights. Protected health information includes client information, employee information, financial information, and other information regarding identifying things. Employees may learn of or have access to some or all of this protected health information through a computer system or through service delivery activities. Staff should be informed that federal laws and regulation do not protect any information concerning suspected child abuse, domestic violence, elder abuse, or neglect. Disclosure of such information shall be reported to appropriate state and/or local authorities. Program personnel and agents will also be informed of their duty to warn in the event that there is a dangerous situation, and the client and/or others are considered to be in danger. Non-identifying information may be occasionally shared with specific government agencies for statistical and research purposes. The release of a consumer's confidential information shall be guided by confidentiality standards. Each client has the right to receive services suited to his or her condition in a safe, sanitary, and humane treatment environment, regardless of race, religion, gender, ethnicity, and age, degree of disability, handicapping condition, legal status, or sexual orientation. No client shall be humiliated, neglected, or sexually, physically, verbally, financially, or otherwise abused. Written consent should take place upon intake. Each client, their family members, or legally authorized representative is notified of their rights to confidentiality as a client. A client's written consent for the release of information shall be considered valid only if the following conditions have been met. The client has been informed of the reason and need for the release, the specific information to be released, and the period of time covered by the information to be released. The client has been informed that treatment services are not contingent upon or influenced by their decision to permit the release of information, and the client's consent has been given freely and voluntarily. Confidentiality of records is the law. Each client can have access to information pertinent to their treatment needs in sufficient time to facilitate their decision-making. Each client shall have a voice in the selection of their service provider. A client's preferences should be taken into consideration, and every effort should be made to accommodate as determined by available resources. If resources are unavailable, a referral should be made if the client so wishes. The client's responsibilities include providing complete information about one's illness and problems to enable proper evaluation and treatment, asking questions to ensure an understanding of condition or problem, showing respect to healthcare personnel and other patients, and rescheduling and canceling appointments so another person may see needed physicians. Paying bills or filing health claims in a timely manner, using prescriptions or medical devices for oneself only, informing the practitioner if one's conditions worsens or an unexpected reaction occurs from a medication, and providing requests for permission to release healthcare in writing. Communication of rights. The organization, through actions of staff members, protects and promotes the rights of persons served. The organization ensures that the rights are communicated in ways that are understandable prior to beginning of services or at the initiation of service delivery, and annually for persons served in a program longer than 1 year. The right shall be available at all times for review and clarification, and persons served have the right to file a formal complaint or grievance. Rights of persons served. They are entitled to the right of privacy, the right of confidentiality of information, the right of freedom from abuse, mistreatment, humiliation, retaliation, and neglect, the right to refuse treatment, the right of freedom from restraints, and the right of freedom from financial or other exploitation. They also have the right to alternative forms of communication such as translators, sign language interpreters, and braille documents provided to them if needed to understand instructions about treatments and medications. The right to vote or exercise legal or civil rights such as marriage or divorce. Clients have rights to their own records if reviewing records would not be detrimental to their physical or mental well-being. They have the right to pertinent information in sufficient time to facilitate their decision-makings. They have the right for involvement in research projects if applicable, and they have the right to adhere to research guidelines and ethics when persons served are involved. Clients have the right to legal representation and the ability to contact an attorney that they choose, whether in the community or inpatient, if they are not at risk to themselves or others. They have the right to receive recognized psychiatric and medical treatment, which includes receiving information regarding risk, side effects, and anticipated benefits of all medications and treatments. Clients have the right to self-help support services, advocacy support services, informed consent or refusal or expression of choice regarding treatment, services, concurrent services, release of information, composition of the service delivery team, and involvement in legal or resource projects. Persons served have the right to freedom from discrimination based on family beliefs. They have the right to take part in decisions made about them and their futures. They have the right to receive support that make them feel as though their cultural needs are met. They have the right to access the community and different services. They have the right to review and amend their medical records. They have the right to revoke your authorization to release. And they have the right to receive a copy of any fees and charges related to their visits. They have the right to ask about reasonable alternatives, the right to ask for a second professional opinion. They have the right to participate actively in decisions regarding their health care and treatment. Clients have the right to be informed about their care. They deserve accessible information regarding the scope and availability of services, and they should be informed about any legal reporting requirements regarding any aspect of screening or treatment. A person served has the right to freedom from discrimination based on whether they are male or female, their religion, personal preferences, any disabilities, or their social status. The client's right advocate is responsible for ensuring a prompt review of the person served's patient's rights, advocacy issues, and the attainment of an effective resolution for the client's complaint. Clients have the right to a living will. A living will is a written statement detailing a person's desires regarding their medical treatment in circumstances in which they are no longer able to express informed consent, especially an advance directive. A living will is also known as a declaration for the desire of natural death. Advance directives are legal and binding documents. There should be a review of the agency grievance policy and procedures for filing formal complaints. Persons served have the right to access to advocate information and to have staff assist as needed with location to local and extreme advocates to assist persons filing complaints, accessibility to grievance forms, and timely decisions. When complaints are filed, they should not result in any form of retaliation or barriers to service of the person served. Do's and don'ts. Don't assume or pretend you know how a client is experiencing their culture. Do ask about their culture and let the client educate you. Don't make assumptions about their beliefs, spirituality, or rules. Do ask. Be open to learning what is important to the client. Do be respectful, open-minded, accepting, and warm.